What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Miles Schaefer, and I'm going to talk about Intro to MySQL, or Muriox Intro to MySQL. We're going to talk about Chapter 12, Creating Views. So this will be kind of an overview of what a view is, how they work, what's inside a view, and what they look like, what they're used for, etc. So what is a view? A view is a select statement that's stored in a database as a database object, and the syntax is simply create view. So how views work and what the benefits of views. So you can think of a view as a virtual table made of rows and columns defined from the create view statement, and it's the results of a query. So some of the benefits are like that you can hide certain columns in a table. So you might want to allow, if you worked wherever you work, you'll only want certain employees to see certain information in your database. So for instance, everyone might want to be able to see everyone's phone number or the office number, their work phone, and maybe their work email. So not everyone will want to see the salaries or like their home address and certain things within your business that only certain people can see. This keeps things safer and easier to function, overall. So HR, the boss can probably see just about everything. Maybe HR can only see certain things, stuff like that. They can also provide a lot of time saving. When you're writing queries, you already have views that are set up. The ones that are most commonly used will be there. That way, everybody that's allowed to see them will have certain views already there. And the cool thing is that you can add to them. And another cool thing about views is, you can, so you have people's information like their birthday stored, and you can use them calculations in the view to determine the age for that specific view. Super handy. You can also hide the complexity of a select statement that joins multiple tables, along with the ability to insert, update, and delete throughout the database. So, how to work with a view and how to create them. So to create a view, like we said before, you use the create view statement followed by the name of the view. Use the as keyword and the select statement to define the view. And joins are usually used to in there. Most people will use joins, not all the time, but they're used in there to join tables with correlating information within the view. If the create view statement in the view table, that name doesn't already exist in the database, so it'll be created after you create it when you execute the statement. Super cool. By default, columns in a view table are given the same name as columns in the base tables. So if the view contains calculated columns, you'll want the name of the column just as you do in your select statement. And also rename columns from different tables that have the same name. If you include or if you include the or replace statement in your view, the create statement will replace the existing views that has the same name. You can use create, this is something cool. You can create a nested view. So nested views are created by creating a view based off of other views rather than using your view based off of a table. So now it's to create an updatable view. So most views, like there's some specifications, there's some certain requirements. Basically, it's mostly like created normally, but after you create a view, you refer to it with the select statement along with the insert, update, and delete statements to modify the data that's stored in the specific table that refers to the view. The cool thing is that however you change the view, it will also affect the data relating to the rest of the database. So whatever you change in the view, it can also change if it's an updatable in the rest of the database. So if you update something in a view, it'll update everywhere else. So a create or replace view can, so the restrictions or the way that you do it is you cannot include the so a create or replace view can create an updatable view, but you cannot include the distinct keyword or the aggregate functions. You also cannot use the group by or the having clause, and two select statements cannot be joined by a union operation. So otherwise it would just be a read-only view. So these are like the requirements for an updatable. When you update data in the view, you can only update data in a single base table, one single base table at a time, even if the view refers to two or more tables. So the check option clause. So what that is it prevents a view from updating or inserting rows that are not visible in it. So in other words, whenever you update or insert a row, insert a row of the base tables throughout a view, MySQL ensures that the insert or update operation is conformed with the definition of that view. So kind of checks and balances. So what that looks like is you write it out as create or replace view with the view name, and then the as statement or the as clause, and then with your select statement, and then write out with check option and the semicolon, and that's pretty simple. So inserting, deleting rows. So in general, it's the same as you would normally do it in a regular table, but there's some table constraints. I mean, it's more ideal to work directly with the base tables to insert or delete rows, but you can insert with the insert statement in the rows into a base table through a view. So to do that, you name the view in the insert clause, and both the view and the insert statement must include all the columns from the base table that require a value, and the delete statement's kind of the same. You name that with the delete clause, and for it to work, must be based on a single table. So to alter or drop a view, to alter a view, use a create or replace statement in the existing view with a new one. To delete the view from the database, use the drop view statement. And that's the basic overview. Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.